These are the highest probability plays for the day. This is the Daily Profit brought to you by Linemaker Sports. I'm Frank with Linemaker Sports. In this show, we go over the highest probability plays that are across the slate. All right, but before we get to that today, I do want to discuss something that I believe that is important for everybody to understand that just gets into sports betting, or if you've been sports betting for a while. Okay, so when it comes down to odds, it's very important. All right, it's very important to be able to understand the probability of certain odds of what you're supposed to get. Now, if you have an average odds of the plays that you do around minus 180, minus 190, minus 200, you need to hit 66% plus, all right? Preferably you need to hit 69, 70, 71% over the long term, because that's what you need to be able to be profitable. But if you are playing plays that have over a 70+% probability of hitting, and your average odds are that minus 190, minus 200, minus 210, you are going to be profitable long term, because those are what the numbers play out to be. All right, so do not be scared to play higher odds plays, because when it comes down to probability, as long as you are on the right side of the highest probability, you will profit long term. Now, yes, you're not going to make incredible quick money right off the bat. All right, unless you're taking a high probability play that's minus 200, you're betting $10,000 on it and you make $5,000 or whatnot. All right, but long term, what you're trying to do is you're trying to get little gains here and there and just stack it up. Stack it up over time. That's all you're trying to do. Because trust me, when you are trying to hit in that 53, 54% at minus 110, you will never do it. All right? Nobody will ever make it long term doing that, playing minus 110s over the course of year to year to year, because that is how the sports books were made. All right? They were made off of that. You need to understand that when it comes down to having high probability plays and playing those, you have the edge. When you can find the edge on high probability plays and compare them with the odds, you can actually have an edge. And that is where you will make little gains here and there. The sportsbook allows you to make little gains here and there. It's just up to you to be able to stick to it and add those up over a long term. Because the problem is with most sports bettors is they see a minus 200, minus 220 play. They don't realize that the probability behind it, because they don't do any other research other than just see that. And then they're betting $25, $30, their return's only $15. They're not satisfied with that. All right, because most sports bettors, you're looking to put down 20 to $50 and you want to at least get a couple hundred in return, if not thousands, all right, when people are putting in parlays. But to be profitable long term, you have to just take the little gains here and there, and they add up over the course of being consistent month to month and year to year. That's the only way to do it. There is no other way, all right? The only way is to be long-term profitable by being consistent and sticking with higher probability plays. Because when you stick with higher probability plays, you're giving yourself a better shot at winning, period. It's that simple, all right? That's not the hard part of sports betting. The hard part is staying consistent and being able to understand that when it comes down to you have to do this month after month after month, day after day, you can't miss days, that is where it becomes difficult. All right, because people, they slack off. They want to bet games that they shouldn't be betting on. Just like last night, there was a Monday Night Football game. There really was no probabilities that we could do because of the circumstances on both sides of the ball. So you had to pass it up. But a lot of people will not pass that up. Why? Because they're sitting back Monday night. They want to watch the game. They want to bet on it. So then they'll bet something that is ill-advised. And next thing you know, now they're down money when they should have just picked one thing, which is what I'm going to get to right now. What we played last night. Last night was Juan Soto. He had a 69% chance to get a hit. First at bat, bam, got a single. Just like that, your whole day of sports betting could literally have been over in one at bat with no sweat, no nothing, and you turn a profit for the day. It's that simple. Because when it comes down to it, maybe you're in it for the entertainment. Maybe you're in it to make money. Maybe you're in it because you're addicted to gambling. When it comes down to it, you want to win, no matter any of those. You want to be able to win. Because if you can win, it will actually cure every single ailment that you have from sports betting. Whether it be an addiction, whether it be just a plain out just finding the wrong bets and you just keep losing, you need to understand that it takes consistency and winning to be able to be successful. Now, let's get to, like I said, last night and yesterday's show. We had Juan Soto, 69% probability to go over 0.5 hits for him to get a hit. First at bat, knocked it through. All right, so very good with that. As for the pitchers did pretty well. They did good. Both of them, I think, went under 2.5 earned runs. I didn't play neither of them. Carlos Rodon, he had the highest probability to get there. And then we had Will Smith, who was below that 60% probability range, so I didn't play that. He did have a good shot to get a hit against Manaea, but he ended up going 0 for 4. The Dodgers just didn't play that well yesterday. So when it came down to it, if you did the pitchers, you did pretty good. If you didn't do any of those and you just went with the one hitter that I put out in the group, guess what? You ended up winning. All right, you turned a profit for the day. That's what it comes down to. It comes down to just taking a profit, whether it's small or just, medium-sized gain. Take the profit and run. It's always better to win a little bit than to lose. Remember that. So let's get to today. All right, we're going to talk about Garrett Cole first off. We talked about Garrett Cole already a couple times right now. And I always said, when it comes to the postseason, he doesn't play as well as he does in the regular season. Last outing, he did pretty good. He had a seven inning stretch there where he only gave up one. All right, that was a very good outing for him. He has a 72% chance overall to go under 2.5 earned runs. And then against better batting teams, that drops to 62%. Not too bad, not that big of a drop. But I don't really, I never really like when it drops when they go against better batting teams. So when it comes down to it, again, they're going against the Guardians. Guardians are not one of the best batting teams in the league. So I think he does have an advantage there. I do believe he does have a bit of an advantage against the Guardians. This is not that bad of a bet. All right, if you want something to work with for the pitchers, this is not that bad for Garrett Cole to go under 2.5 earned runs. Now let's talk about Tanner Bibee. Him on the other hand, in the regular season, was pitching pretty good. Overall, he had a 70% chance to go under 2.5 earned runs. Now, this one drops drastically when he goes against better batting teams, similar to the Yankees. 41%. All right, that's almost a 30% drop when he goes against better batting teams. Now, this postseason, he's actually pitched pretty well. So you got to give it to him. He's pitched pretty decent. His last outing, we only went 4 innings, but he only gave up 2 earned. Decent outing, all right? That's not really ideal for a pitcher. You don't want them to just pitch 4 innings and then be taken out. But against the Yankees, yeah, there's no way I'm taking Bibee under 2.5 against the Yankees, all right? Especially when his percentage drops almost 30% when he goes against better batting teams. Now let's get to our lone hitter for the day, Jose Ramirez. Jose Ramirez has a 71% chance to get a hit. Now, going against Garrett Cole, he's the only one in the lineup that actually bats pretty good against Garrett Cole because we got a righty-lefty matchup there. And he bats .353 versus Cole with a decent amount of at-bats. So if anybody has a chance to get a hit against Garrett Cole on the Guardians, it is Jose Ramirez. So Jose Ramirez with that pretty good probability. Again, you're kind of going against the grain here because if you take Garrett Cole under 2.5 earned runs, you obviously don't want Jose Ramirez to get a hit. But you could still get both, all right? Because you could still get a good solid outing from Garrett Cole, and it just so happens Jose Ramirez gets a single here but never gets anything from it. So you could still do both and end up winning both. So not too bad. Jose Ramirez, 71% chance for him to go over 0.5 hits, meaning he only has to do is get 1 hit. And you're batting .353, not too bad. That is pretty impressive against Garrett Cole. Now let's talk about today's F-bombs. All right, F-bombs, we got 3 of them. I got a 72% MLB prop, again in that game. I have an 80% NHL prop and a 70% college football prop. There's 3 college football games tonight. So if you guys want those, go in the description and click the link and join the group. It's that simple. Download an app, and guess what? Those plays are sent right to you. And if you want to learn how I come up with these probabilities, make sure you guys book a call as well in the description, because I teach this stuff one-on-one, exactly how to come up with these probabilities that I put on this show. So let's go through the slate one more time and talk about the pitchers and the lone hitter. Garrett Cole, decent option for tonight. 62% against the top 10 batting teams for him to go under 2.5 earned runs, but I think he gets a little bit a bump here against the Guardians because they're not one of the best teams when it comes to batting. And his last outing was pretty solid. He is shaky in the postseason, but if out of these two pitchers you need somebody, you want to go with somebody, I would rather go with Garrett Cole than go with Tanner Bibby, whose percentage drops to 30, but to 41% when he goes against better batting teams. He's going against the Yankees. Yeah, they're one of the best batting teams in the league. So do not trust that number whatsoever. So definitely not enough really for me to put him on a fade alert. It's close, but not really enough for me to put him on a fade alert. Reason why is because they could pull him early. Just like the last game, he had 4 innings and he only gave up 2 earned, and then they took him right out. So that could be a way for him to avoid the going over 2.5 earned runs. So I can't put him on a fade alert. Now, for the hitter, Jose Ramirez, he's got a 71% chance. If anybody's going to get a hit against Garrett Cole for the Guardians, it's probably going to be Jose Ramirez. So you have a shot there if you want to go with Jose Ramirez. So you could sandwich the game there and go Garrett Cole under 2.5, Jose Ramirez to get a hit. That's probably the best way that you could possibly do today's MLB game. And then, like I said, if you guys want those F-bombs, make sure you go in the description and click the link. This is the Daily Profit. I'm Frank with Linemaker Sports. I'll see you guys in the next show. Till then, I'm out.